Hey Chael, Glenn Bell. 3 things. 1, thanks for all you do for us marks. 2, I'm going to work with you someday in some capacity. And 3, Chael, you have to help us get down to the bottom of why we aren't seeing GSP fighting Khabib. Look, I know you've covered it before, but let me tell you what it can't be. It can't be ESPN saying, that would be a great fight for our network. It can't be WME saying, wow, we would like to get more of that $4.2 billion back. What a great fight. It can't be Khabib saying legacy. It can't be GSP saying legacy. It can't be all us fans saying, we want to see that fight. And Dana White saying, no fight for any of you. I'm Dana White. It can't be GSP. It can't be Khabib, ESPN, WME, and all the fans just rolling over saying, okay, Dana, if we can't see it, we can't see it. Chael, it can't be that. I can see if somebody from another promotion came in, beat Khabib, got the lightweight belt, and then left. Oh no, the greatest lightweight in the world is not in the UFC. He's somewhere else. But no, it's not that. It's GSP. GSP is the UFC. We don't care if he gets that belt and leaves. I don't get it. And Chael, I don't think you get it either. And we need answers.
All right, Glenn, 3 answers. First off, love your energy. Second off, love your t-shirt. And third, I just asked GSP this very question. I think you saw GSP's answer, but let me summarize it for anybody that might be living under a rock. GSP said, look, I tried to fight Khabib. He said, there is no truth that I'm coming back and I'm fighting Khabib. However, there's a lot of truth in the fact that I tried very hard. My agents were even over at UFC headquarters knocking on the door and saying, give us this fight. He said they didn't want to do the fight. The reason they did not want to do the fight is it was going to be a one-off. I wanted to be the first champ. I was going to slide down, grab the 55-pound title just like I grabbed 85, and I was going to ride off in the sunset. They weren't up for that. Okay, great. That's GSP's answer, but store that away. I think that you saw that, and you're asking me to then further interpret why they want to allow him to do that. I also love what you said at the end where you said, we don't care. We don't care if he grabs bouts and rides, because I seem to be with you on that. I don't see the problem in that. I never thought there was a problem at 185 when George did it and they had to play a pickup game and refigure that title. I just didn't have a problem. I kind of liked it. It's very rare. I like to see things new. You have a vacant title in the year of 2019? That's shocking to me. How did we get there? I love the story. I love to retell the story. On a little bit deeper note, if you are not positive that your champion, who you do have a shelf life with, let's say GSP, here, let's just do the business for it real fast, because this is real easy, but you have to consider it. Let's say GSP is the biggest star in the sport, and GSP versus Khabib is the biggest possible fight that you could make, the biggest number one, and you're going to get it one time and George is gone, and you're never going to get it again. Or you say, yes, Khabib versus somebody else is smaller, but I can do it 6 more times. And over the course of 3 years, I can do 3 times the business that I would have done on that one night. Oh, and by the way, George coming in and getting the jump on him like George has done to everybody else that's ever stood in front of him, and then riding away. What do I do with Khabib? How do I rebuild him? I remarket him and serve him up to the masses and go, well, yeah, he's the greatest fighter in the world. Well, I mean, as long as George St-Pierre stays retired, he's the greatest fighter in the world, and you should really come out and see him. It's a tough spot. Not for nothing, it's a tough spot. And you're willing to put Khabib or anybody in the hardest fights possible with guys who are then willing to return the favor, perhaps. Perhaps you pay the forward to somebody else. Perhaps you pay it backwards to another guy and you drop it over here and this guy comes back in, but you still have a division and the storyline continues as opposed to the storyline breaking. That's the fear. For right or wrong, I'm just answering your question. That's the fear, and that's what you have to consider. I think the fact that George was denied that fight is a tremendous tip of the hat and compliment to George. To somebody saying, listen, Khabib may be the new thing, and maybe he's never lost a fight, and maybe he's never lost a round, but you're still the greatest to have ever done it. You cleaned out 2 other divisions. I don't happen to think he can do that, and I suppose in some logical scenario, you're going to be a big problem. And that's a risk that I'm just not willing to take. I think there was a compliment in there for George. I think there's a letdown for us. I'm kind of like you. I wanted to see that match too, and we'll figure out everything else later. But that would still be the answer. When you're dealing with a very reasonable decision maker who's been in the business a very long time and plans to be in it a very much longer time, who's playing chess 2 and 3 moves ahead, never checkers, that's some of the mindset that you're up against. I think that's probably the best answer I could give you.